different styles. See, like this. Do you want to look at those ones more?
Yes.
Yeah, let me.
오, 더 가까이서 볼 수 있게 침대를 당겨줬어요.
Well, mostly I just needed to trim, like this one. I just needed to trim it because it was huge. So I did the trimming and then was left with like 50 cuttings, and instead of just throwing them away, I decided to see if I could propagate them, because I had never propagated this plant before, so I wanted to see what would work. So I tried a couple different things, but pretty much all of them rooted. I don't know what I'm gonna do with all of them. It's more of just an experiment and to learn the process, and yeah. See, like this.
엉켰네. 얘네
These are
엉켰어.
two separate ones but growing together.
물꽂이 중인 나무입니다. 엉켜서 어떡해 나중에.
I'll probably just plant them together in the same pot.
떼줘도 될 것 같아.
Yeah, or just, I mean, they're not tangled up too bad. I think I could just kind of tug, but yeah.
어떤 수영으로 키우는 게 재밌어?
I don't know. I'm still learning. There's a lot of different styles you can make a tree into, I guess, or shapes you can make a tree into. As in like bonsai, I think the simplest and like probably the most popular is kind of just like an S shape, like curvy, which is how you see a lot of trees grow in nature. So I think that's like kind of the standard, and like you can even see like with this one, I haven't really I didn't do anything to the trunk. It just grew naturally, and it kind of has that same shape. So but all of these are still very young and very early, as far as bonsai goes, so like they don't really resemble a finished bonsai by any means. This one is probably the closest, or that one, yeah, or this one is, since it has this branch, it's called a semi-cascade, because it's like cascading, and that's how a lot of trees grow when they're next to cliffs. They'll have like either one branch or the entire tree will go like down over the cliff, because when the conditions are right, like the sun is just hitting right here and there's a ton of free space for the tree to grow.
이거는 현의 수영을 만들려고 하는 것 같습니다. 화분 밑으로 내려오고 다시 올라가는 그런 수영을 만들려고 하는 것 같아요. 근데 헨리는 지금 워싱턴 DC에 있지만 워싱턴은 또 다른 주래요. 그래서 워싱턴에서의 변호사가 되고 싶다고 했는데 워싱턴으로 갈 때 얘네들 다 어떻게 가져가?
That's a good question. I probably won't. I mean, a lot of these are just small cuttings that I really just did to see if it would work, like as an experiment, so I don't really care that much about them, so I'll probably like see if any people want them, like give them away. But the bigger ones, like a lot of these I brought with me from Washington State, so I'll just take them back. I'm gonna drive, so I'll just put them in the car. Like this one, this one, this one, and this one I brought with me here from Washington State. Just put them in the car.
여기 얘도 분재로 키워?
No, I mean maybe someday. They're just so young that it doesn't really like make sense to call it a bonsai. I mean, I did chop off the top of it so that it'll grow like denser and shorter, but this is probably like only like a year or two old, so I'm just gonna let it grow and see kind of what happens. But I'm definitely still gonna like trim it and shape it how I see fit. So I guess you could call it like a pre-bonsai, which basically all like this is a pre-bonsai, I would say, because they're not like at that finished stage yet. It would take maybe 10 more years, many years. Yeah.
여기는 보면은 약간 코코칩 같은 거에도 심겨져 있고 여기는 또 펄라이트만도 있는데 이런 흙으로 어떤 흙에서 더 뿌리가 잘 내리는지 그런 것도 실험하고 있나?
Yeah, like let me see. In bonsai, people use a lot of like inorganic material for soil. Like this is perlite. It's just like rock. They also use akadama, which is just clay, like pellets. So it's like very different than the potting soil. Like this is just like the soil that the plant came in, which is very like compost. It's like compost, just dirt. And I do find that when there's more inorganic material, like more rocks, the tree grows better. It's better for the roots, I think. Allows more air in, whereas this is just like mud. It's like mush. So it's harder for the roots to develop and to for the tree to grow healthy. But you do have to like fertilize more when there's not as much organic material in the soil. I usually use the majority will be like perlite or another like rock basically. It's maybe like 80% that and then like 20% soil, like compost soil or like moss. Because this sphagnum moss also works very well for rooting, for getting cuttings to root. Like this one, I just cut it off the tree and then wrapped it in this and put it in a plastic bag, and I sprayed it with water so it was moist, and it rooted within like 2 weeks or something like that. So I just like 2 days ago transferred it into the pot. This is another good example. So this entire branch I just cut off of this tree, probably like right there. And I just stuck the branch like it is into this, which is like mostly the rock, very little compost, and it you can see the roots. It rooted like within a month, and it's been growing like new leaves and everything. So yeah, I find the non-organic soil works better a lot of the time.
이 돌은 어디서 주워왔어? 저기도 하나 뭐 하려고 놔둔 것 같은데.
I got them from the park by my house near a river, but I don't know if those rocks are actually like native. I don't know. There was a big pile of them. I don't really know where the rocks are from. But this one is just sitting here because I haven't decided to make another one. But the rocks that I chose these rocks specifically because they all have like a lot of grooves and like pockets, and it's very rough, so the roots can like route and follow the cracks and the curves of the rock, compared to like just a round, perfectly round stone wouldn't have that interest, and it would give like the roots nothing to sort of follow and cling to.
와, 돌을 주워올 때도 돌에 이런 무늬? 뿌리 내릴 걸 생각해서 그런 걸 보고 주워온대요. 똑똑해 헨리 역시.
Thank you.
여기 화분은 뭐가 있다가 죽은 건가요?
That's just I don't know. It's just an extra pot. Yeah.
식물 키우면서 뭐가 재밌어?
They're pretty. They make rooms nicer, I think, especially bedrooms. And it's also fun to watch them grow. And I think it's also fun to like experiment with them and trim them in different ways and learn how they react and learn how you can like achieve different results through different techniques. Yeah, that's what I'd say. I think they're aesthetically pleasing.
근데 왜 책상에는 하나도 없어 식물이?
Not enough light.
음.
Yeah, I mean I could put like a different light bulb in there, but yeah, there's not enough light, and my desk is cluttered as it is. I don't need any more things on my desk.
왜 여기는 없어?
Just the same reason. Because when they're here, they get the light from these, which again is not very strong, and then they also get the natural light. So, I mean, for most plants that I would have any interest in, they need a lot of light. So if I put it there, I would need to have like a big grow light because it's not going to get enough sunlight. And I don't know, I don't really want to do that. And there's enough clutter on that.
오케이, 헨리. Thank you.
Thank you.
내년에 또 만나자. 내년에 또 와도 돼?
Like and subscribe.
Thank you.